Hello, friends, and Happy New Year! Welcome to your pick a card reading for the new moon in Capricorn for January 2022. I'm so excited to share these readings with you today as we are setting intentions for not just the new moon cycle, but for this new year. So, before we get started, how this works is you will choose a pile number 1, 2, or 3, whichever one kind of jumps out at you or speaks to you. There is a candle color that corresponds to each pile, and you will find the timestamp in the description box below for group 1, 2, or 3, and you can select that timestamp and it will take you directly to your reading. So the first card we have here, I know the colors are kind of hard to see with this lighting, so I just wanted to show you that the first one comes with a red candle, just like this one. I guess I'll go ahead and place that on there. And then the second pile here goes with this is kind of like a dark orange color. So that's number 2. And then the third one goes with a pink rose kind of color. And that again is number 3. So you might wish to pause the video and kind of take your time, take a few deep breaths, and see which pile is calling out to you. Again, it's number 1 with the red candle, number 2 with the orange candle, and number 3 with the pink candle. I will also say I will be doing a closing statement, so there is a 4th timestamp, and I'll just kind of wrap up all the different readings and talk a little bit more about the new moon in Capricorn, what we've got going on in 2022 here in Wonderland. So please stick around and click on that 4th timestamp after you watch your reading. And as always, please like and subscribe and comment if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget that the Just a Phase Moon Planner is still on sale if you would like to jump in and start following the moon for 2022. And if you do purchase, since it is after the new year and the planner has already started, you will receive a digital copy of January so that you can jump in and start working with the new moon energy right away as soon as you purchase. That takes about 24 hours at least for me to get that to you, but that way you're not having to wait to get started for who knows how long the mail is going to take. So again, hang out with us at the 4th timestamp after you have chosen your reading, and please let me know if these resonated with you by commenting. I hope you had a happy new year. I hope you had a happy holiday, and I look forward to seeing you in the future in 2022. Hello, group 1. Happy new moon in Capricorn for January 2022. Can you believe we are here? If you chose pile number 1 with the red candle, I'm going to light that for you now. I usually try to have crystals with the pick a card readings, especially for earth moons, but a lot of decks wanted to come out for this reading, so we have a lot of cards to go through. And one of those decks was the Gemstone Affirmation deck. So I didn't have the crystal that came up for you, and I just wanted to use the one that came up for you. So it's on a card instead of in crystal form. So let's just, I'm going to separate all. We had so many cards come up. Tarot cards, and then a whole bunch of oracle cards, and even this little mini deck wanted to come out again, the Whispering Woods oracle. So yeah, let's jump into it. The first card we have for you is the Three of Pentacles. And the reason I do the close-up for these cards is it's important for you to see images that like jump out to you, and maybe you can get additional messages intuitively for yourself. So the other one that comes up is the Lover's card. This is a really interesting interpretation of the Lover's card, but I think that it really emphasizes the choice part of the Lover's card. And then the last tarot card that we have for you is the Page of Cups. So what we have right off, just based on the tarot for you, is some sort of collaboration, a choice, and then once you've made that choice, something appearing out of nowhere, something new that you will be learning, studying, particularly something either on the emotional side, subconscious side, or like dreamy, magical, occult, esoteric kind of energy. So where do we want to start? Okay, let's start with the Sacred Hag Oracle has been really wanting to come out a lot, especially at the end of 2021, and now it's making an appearance again in 2022. So again, this is the Sacred Hag's Oracle, and I think this is really wonderful to start off the new year with, because first of all, we're not only setting intentions for this next moon cycle, we're also setting intentions for the entire year because we're starting a new year. So this deck is really great because it gives you morning rituals and evening rituals to do. So if you're trying to start a new routine, this is a really good oracle to work with at the beginning of the year to help incorporate this into your new routine, or your 2022 routine. So you got the Blood of the Warrior S, and I'm going to read everything that comes with this because I think it's a really wonderful deck that works on a very deep level. So I want to make sure that because this is a collective reading, that everyone who is watching is going to get what they need out of this specific reading. So Grandmother Speaks. Oh, and the keyword is sacrifice. So this is going to help clarify the tarot cards here, and it all of these cards like really come together very nicely. So Grandmother Speaks. Anything worth its salt requires a sacrifice. If we were to constantly manifest, constantly gain our abundance of new blessings without ridding ourselves of the old, our worlds would burst apart at the seams. We are doulas of both death and birth, and there is no light without dark. There is no manifestation without dissolution. What must be sacrificed in order for this new way of being in the world to be initiated? What must you release? Is there a belief that holds you back, or a relationship that wants your farewell? Sometimes a sacrifice is as easy as pulling dead leaves off of a hardy and thriving plant, and sometimes it is far more uncomfortable. The bigger the want, the bigger the sacrifice is required. So for me, this card helps clarify this choice that you need to be making with the Lover's card here. And going back to the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles is a collaborative card. This could be that like a project that you're working on, a work project, a creative project. However, the message that I'm kind of getting about this is like you have been doing work on a spiritual level with your spirit guides, and you've been working with your spirit team. You've been working on yourself. But the thing that you really need to focus on, at least for this moon cycle, if not for the rest of 2022, is releasing something. So there's the choice that you need to be making here with the Lover's card is what you're going to let go of in order for this new thing, this new gift that's going to come into your life. So that's why the Blood of the Warrioress comes up for you, because you're being asked to sacrifice something. You're being asked to let go of something to make room for something new that's coming in. I talk about this a lot, but I know that not everybody watches the same videos. But there's always, like, when you clean out your closets and get rid of clothes and donate them, like a friend will be like, hey, do you want this bag of clothes? Like when you make room for stuff, it just like comes into your life. And I always use the couch as the example, like you're wanting a new couch just because that's something big, and like you have to get rid of that old couch and clear that space in order for the new couch to come in. So the morning ritual that is recommended for you is, I really love this for you. So we witches sometimes make the mistake of thinking our language is sophisticated enough to name and categorize all aspects of our magic. This morning, trust that this is not so, and feel no need to name the sacrifice that you make. So if like there's a lot of little tiny sacrifices or things that you need to be letting go of, and there's not really enough words that you can put into it when you're saying like, I release this, I'm letting go of this. What they are asking you is to gather a blank piece of paper, a burn bowl, a fire source, and if you are able, some juniper, cedar, and another clearing herb. Crumple the blank piece of paper and breathe your breath into it. So hold the piece of paper in your hand and think of all the things that you are ready to let go of. These could be just like little nitpicky things that like are holding you back for some reason or another. And have that intention when you take a deep breath and then breathe it into the crumpled ball of paper and then set it on fire. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but that's basically what it is. And you guys know that I love burning things. And this is a thing that I often do during the waning moon cycle anyways. That I think that would be a really good ritual for you to even do tonight on the new moon. And then the evening ritual asks you to ponder the many sacrifices you have consciously made in your life. How was your story shaped by those choices? I'm not going to read the rest of it just for time's sake. But so when you're lying in bed tonight, think of things that you have let go of and you have sacrificed in the past, because that helps you remember, like, oh wow, when I let go of this thing came into my life. So it's just, I love this exercise for you. I love this reading for you already. Let's jump into the moon card. So you have nothing will come of this situation. Void of course moon. So the void of course moon is, the moon goes void of course in between each sign. So every couple of days, the moon is moving into a different sign. For example, right now we're in Capricorn. We'll still be in Capricorn tomorrow. And then Tuesday we will be moving into Aquarius, but in between Capricorn and Aquarius there's this like in between time where the moon isn't really in one or the other. So I think that this is just showing us where you are energetically with making this choice and making this decision. Like you've been working on it and you know that you need to make this decision, but I don't think you've actually taken action on it. And I kind of feel like this card is confirmation that it's good that you haven't. Like now is the time to do it. You're kind of in this in-between world, maybe using this next moon cycle to be helping releasing that, or maybe even waiting for the waning moon cycle after the full moon to start releasing this sort of thing. I think this is just showing us where you're kind of at energetically, and I think you gave yourself that pause that you needed, or are giving yourself that pause that you needed. And whenever you figure it out what it is that you need to be releasing, then it will be time for you to move forward with everything. So then I asked for clarification about what this thing that's going to be coming into your life once you make this choice and decide to release things. And we got the healing earth, love, humility, and respect. This is from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds Oracle deck by Lucy Cavendish. And this deck for me really works on a very subconscious level, and the Page of Cups also works on a subconscious level, so this deck just felt really fitting to use for you here. And this card speaks to recognizing that as humans we are destroying the earth, and we need to do better. So I don't know if this helps you make the decision or recognize the things that you need to release, but that's what this card is speaking to. We can choose to help our Mother Earth, to be of service, and to have a humble attitude and expression of the energy towards her. We can walk gently and openly and know we must help her. We can pick up a fallen bird, plant a tree, speak our truth, and live like this life is and this planet matters. It is temporary, this life, but it matters what we do with it. And now you are being asked to be of service through expressing love, humility, respect for the earth in your actions. Let this great goddess nurturing the earth nurture you too. This path will take you away from the disposable, the ungrateful, the careless, and move you into a deeper, truer expression of your soul. The affirmation here is, I play my part in caring for the earth. I support the great ones in their healing work and embracing being a child of this earth. So maybe when you're breathing your breath onto the crumpled paper, including some things that you can do that, like using reusable grocery bags, or not buying water bottles anymore, or limiting the amount of plastic that you purchase, like all the little things that we can all do to help the earth that is dying. And then I asked for then I picked, I think, the Whispering Woods card, and you got let go. So there is definitely something that you need to be letting go of. Enjoy the pulsing light of the firefly, but don't hold on too tight. I don't know if maybe that you're having difficulty thinking of things to release at this time, but that is definitely something that you need to do, because good things are going to be coming into your life. I then asked for where you should focus your energy, and we got a third eye chakra card. It says, access your inner wisdom hidden deep in the well of your being. Hear the whispers of benevolent spirits and see the visions of things yet unseen. When your intuition expands, your perception is enhanced, and you are fully transcended. Can't get it to focus. Sorry. Your perception is enhanced, and you are able to fully transcend duality. In a multidimensional universe, we have access to many more tools and possibilities than we realize. Receive these gifts of clear sight and clear awareness. They are yours to work with and enjoy. There's also a crystal mentioned here, azurite, and also the herb eyebright for this third eye chakra card. This card, to me, kind of confirms the feeling that I had in the beginning of this collaboration card being your spirit guides and you working on a spiritual kind of subconscious level. And then last but not least, we finally have a gemstone for you. Red Aventurine is a can-do stone that clears trauma and releases stored toxins. It's also regenerating and supports recovery after illness. Red Aventurine is an earthy root chakra stone that embodies fire energy, making it both grounding and stimulating. It helps you to see tasks through to completion. The affirmation is, I will accomplish my goals today. I am grounded and focused. So maybe picking up a piece of red aventurine would be a good one for you to do. And I love that, again, it is speaking to the releasing. And this also talks to like detoxing, regenerating your cells on a drinking extra water, releasing things, because when we're releasing things energetically, emotionally, it's going to affect us in a physical way as well. So I think for you, this might also be something like maybe you're starting a diet or starting an exercise routine, trying to eat healthier, eat more natural, plant-based foods, or whatever it is, detoxing, limiting your sugar. So the lots of changes for you at the beginning of this new year. I really encourage you to use the power of this Capricorn energy. Capricorn wants to set goals and wants to achieve them. So it's so wonderful to have a Capricorn new moon at the beginning of the year. We always do, but it's not always so close to the first day of the year. I think the keywords on this also really speak to the earthy root chakra. Capricorn is a earth sign as well. And again, to seeing the task through to completion. That is Capricorn energy at its best. Capricorn knows how to make it through the winter with not that many resources. And they climb they climb the mountain, they achieve the goals, and you can tap into that energy on this new moon. Set your intentions about releasing and letting go of things that don't serve you anymore, so that you can make room for these new powerful things to come into your life. So again, remember to set intentions for this moon cycle as well as the entire year. So if this seems kind of overwhelming to you, think of how you can break it up into 12 different steps, so that once a month you can try just integrating this little piece right now, and then next month see how that went, and maybe integrate a little bit more so that it's not this like overwhelming thing. And that's the beauty of the following the moon cycle, because we are given a chance every new moon to start over. If what we were doing last month wasn't working, then we get a new chance every month. Every time the moon wanes and goes to the dark moon and then is reborn again, we can also give new life and birth to the things that we are trying to accomplish in the entirety of the year. So it breaks it up into little steps, and it's not so overwhelming to be like, I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year. Breaking it up into these little steps, like, well, let's just try 5, and then 5 times 12, how many pounds is that? I don't know, 96. That's a lot. So anyways, I wish you the best. Have a happy new moon, happy new year, happy 2022. If you have not purchased the Just a Phase Moon Planner, it is available still. So there's still time, and when you purchase a copy, you do get a digital copy so that you can start to work with it right away while you wait for it to come in the mail, because I know the postal service is still kind of backed up. So links will be in the description for all those things. Join us for the Follow the Moon Challenge that started today. That's on Facebook. The link will be in the description below. And if this reading resonated with you, please comment and let me know. I love hearing your feedback. And as always, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in a few weeks. Hello, Group 2, and happy new moon in Capricorn for January 2022. Happy New Year. If you chose the orange candle, I'm going to light that for you now. And we did get a gemstone for you, but we were using the gemstone affirmation deck. So you will still get a gemstone. I know I usually use gemstones for the pick a cards, but it will just be in card form. Alrighty, so just move that out of the way. And a lot of cards, a lot of decks wanted to come out. So I'm just going to separate the tarot cards from the oracle cards and jump into the tarot first. First one we have here is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I'm just going to show it to you upright, also because this is a collective reading for a bunch of different people. I want you to also use your intuition and see what messages come forward for you. So that might come to you in a symbolic form. So this is what the card looks like upright, but however, in this reading it is in reverse. We also have the Hermit, and we have the King of Pentacles. So without diving into the oracle cards yet, just based on the tarot card, the Three of Pentacles is typically a card of collaboration, and with it in reverse, that typically means that we are blocking something or not learning from our mistakes, not learning from something. We also have the Hermit, who likes to be alone, but he is also the one that lights the way into the unknown for others. And then we also have the King of Pentacles, who is very prosperous, grounded, stable kind of energy. And what this is saying to me right now is that you are kind of the Hermit person, or people who chose the group 2 cards. You're used to doing things on your own, and that is why you are kind of blocking this collaboration Three of Pentacles card. However, I feel like if you get this Hermit in particular is portrayed by the White Knight in the Allison or the Through the Looking Glass stories, and this Hermit in particular has a lot more of movement to him because of that. So I feel like if you put some movement into this kind of isolation, even if it's movement towards collaboration or just movement in general, ends up being the kind of key phrase for this pile, and that will lead you to King of Pentacles energy, which is a really wonderful, prosperous card to be positioned to be in. The Sacred Hags Oracle really wanted to come out for these readings today, and you got the Hag of Cats. And I kind of chuckled when I first pulled this for this reading because of the blocking the collaboration and the Hermit and the isolation kind of energy. So we also get kind of crazy cat lady energy as well. The exercise that I love, and it kind of brings in the movement, the exercise that they recommend here, because it comes with morning rituals and evening rituals. Let me just read what the card says first. It's kind of a long one, so I'm just going to skip over some key part, or skip to some key parts. So the key word here is adaptation, and the theme with this card is how cats are able to use their instinct to adapt to things quickly. That's why they always land on their feet, because they are able to move and flip their muscles so that they're able to always land that way. Humans, however, are creaturely folk, though we seldom admit it. Some prefer to walk about as if our species were the majestic and all-knowing king of this planet, as if we were infallible, as if we could never sin against the earth mother who bore us. Those who know all too well that we have become the monstrous progenital child of Gaia understandably feels helpless in the face of seemingly impossible to change realities, like climate collapse. And yet, here we all are, charged to be willful, to resist and to use all our power to shape the coming changes. Remember, child, that you can get used to anything, but that doesn't mean you should. Cats are true beasts of spirit. They walk so close to the other world, and they sense the subtle shifts in the world before they come to pass. They are vigilant, they are wild, and they adapt to changing vibrations well because they trust their instincts. What changes are coming to warrant your adaptation that demand small or large adjustments that would enhance your ability to dance with this cosmic infinite expanse called the universe? So this card is just asking you, like, are you resisting change? What are you refusing to adapt to? And I think that is also pointing to this Three of Pentacles card. You're refusing to work with someone. Maybe you're refusing to ask for help because you're used to doing everything on your own. So the morning ritual here is really interesting, and I love it for this reading. It says, as close to waking as you can, when your mind is beauteously receptive to the many messages that swaddle and support your way of being in this world. Stand footed facing east. Okay, she's very poetic and wordy with everything. So what she's asking you to do first thing in the morning is to wake up and face the east. The east is the direction that the sun rises. And just kind of feel into it. How does the energy of the direction of the east feel for you? What vibrations are glowing from this wild place and gracing your senses? Make a small gesture to the east now, a gesture of adaptation. So sit facing the east, see how it feels to you. Also, maybe think about that direction. The east is the direction of air, which is wisdom, knowledge. It's the direction that the sun rises. It's the start of a new day, new beginnings, change, that kind of thing. So what is a gesture that involves change? So this is like a physical movement that you are doing in the direction of the east. And then you do the same and turn to the direction of the south, the west, and the north. So the south is fire, the west is water, and the north is earth. So do that thing and make a direction. So do the same thing with the south, west, and north. Then repeat all four gestures while turning, surrendering to the feline body prayer that moves through you like your breath. So this is just an exercise to get you moving differently and to get you moving and in flow with the energies that surround you. So this is going to help you adapt. It's going to help you kind of ease into going in this direction that might make you uncomfortable. And I think that's all I wanted to point out for this card. Again, doing this movement, making these changes, and working with this adaptability is going to get you to this King of Pentacles energy, which is prosperous, grounded, stable, maybe kind of feeling confident. So then I asked like where your energy is right now, and it's telling you to surrender to the divine. Again, this is like you are resisting something with this reverse Three of Pentacles, that you're resisting something and you're being asked to adapt with this Hag of Cats card, and you're also asking to surrender. So then I asked like where you should focus your energy. And we've got this soul memory card that comes up, which is an Earth Star card, which is below your root chakra. Find the balance and beauty in being present while drinking from the wisdom of the past. There is gold to be mined from what no longer is precious nuggets to be tilled from what is hidden. Sojourn in the deep, travel for a while back in time to receive the lessons still active for you. The greatest gifts await you when you give yourself permission to go back and within to retrieve them. You cannot live in your memory, but it's good and advised to visit. The crystal here is black kyanite, which is going to help you cleanse and clear. And then the herb that they recommend is myrrh. So I think that this card is speaking to the reason that you are blocking this Three of Pentacles energy, the reason that you are resisting to change and adapt and to surrender, is probably going to take going into something that happened in the past and recognizing, okay, this hurt me in the past and I have blocked all of that energy and I'm no longer allowing good things to come in. So you have to go back and acknowledge that, heal it, take your time with it, explore it, explore the possibility that that thing won't happen to you again if you open yourself up to this new energy that wants to come in for you this year. So then I kind of asked, like, where, or what, something that might help us figure out, like, what is this hidden thing that is blocking you? And we got the Spirit of Spring, freedom, action, and power. So I didn't really get an answer to that other than you need to move this energy. You need to let go of it. You need to move it. Maybe you've already tried to release it, but then you never replaced it with anything good. You just kind of like remained stuck and stagnant. So the Spirit of Spring is asking, spring is the time of flourishing and blossoming. I also kind of got the feeling that maybe someone who is watching this is in their full moon cycle of the year, meaning that they were born in the summer and it's been 6 months since your birthday, and that's your full moon time of year. The full moon that we are having this month is in Cancer, so that makes me kind of feel like maybe the person who chose this pile is a Cancer baby, and this is maybe the time of year that you are feeling full and feeling bright and ready to move, despite us being collectively in winter where we are typically slow moving. I feel like this is your springtime, this is your full moon time, and Spirit is telling you that you need to get moving or you're going to continue to be stuck. I just wanted to check in this book to see if there were any key things I wanted to point out. The affirmation here is, when I grow and act, I free not only myself, but those all around me are freed in return. You have work to do, dear one, a vocation to fulfill, and it is beyond the numbing plod of the slave machine that can be our culture. You have more to give than that. It is pushing through the limitations that seem to be all around you. You are free to make your life your garden, free to become what your nature has destined you to be, and free to make wild the life that forces within the paradigms would prefer to enslave for their purposes. The power of pure, fresh, sweet life is within you. Let it pour through you, arise up you, take root in your soul, and blossom through words and actions, choices, and commitments. Do not hesitate. The time for action and growth is now. Touch your life as she does, for you are her and she is you. And once this is recognized, you can never be taken prisoner again. Then we had carnelian come up for you, which is also a crystal of movement. This is a sacral chakra crystal where your creativity lives, where your sexuality lives, where, like, again, we're getting this movement of your body, movement of creativity. Carnelian activates the sacral chakra, your energy center of creativity, pleasure, sensuality, and passion. Known as the gemstone version of caffeine, carnelian enhances stamina, optimism, and empowerment. It kicks your ideas, visions, and dreams into high gear. Carnelian reminds you that you are divinely alive, boosting your energy when you're feeling down. And the affirmation is, I am divinely alive. I am empowered to create. And then last but not least, your Whispering Woods card is joy. Joy. Spread seeds of joy like wildflower, and no doubt you will revel in the result. So you are being asked to be creative, flourishing, flowering, blooming. Let yourself play and be joyful. Get some movement. Unstick yourself from this hole you've dug yourself into. Get on your horse. Take your lantern with you. I chose an orange candle for you because of the carnelian, because of the sacral energy, because of that movement and joy and creativity. Get on your horse, grab your lantern, light the way, and then you will end up being this King of Pentacles. So setting affirmations about movement, maybe doing that exercise that we mentioned, facing all the 4 directions and moving with that energy, exploring whatever it is that was blocking you, and releasing that and filling it back up with joy and creativity and pleasure, instead of having it be this empty hole that has gotten sticky for you. I also kind of felt, when I was doing this reading, I kind of felt a little like confused or like lost and stuck. And sometimes when we get stuck, we just have to move our bodies, and by getting our blood pumping and taking more deep breaths and getting fresh oxygen into our brain, it helps you to see things more clearly and not be so confused and stuck. So set your intentions around movement in some sort of way. Maybe you're doing a fitness program, or maybe if it's not physical movement, it is like moving forward on some creative project or something that you have kind of put off. It's time to do it. You're ready. It's time. So I hope you have a happy new moon. If you need any help and haven't purchased your Just a Phase moon planner, they are still available. And it really helps to follow the moon cycles, especially when you're feeling stuck. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, like we're here at the beginning of 2022, and it's like, oh, I want to do all these things, but it's just so much and it's overwhelming. By following the moon cycles, you break it up into 12 different steps so that you are taking things slowly and doing one thing at a time. And it's not this big overwhelming thing like, how do I accomplish it? You're breaking it up into little baby steps, and that's all that we can do. Even just one little step, it's still movement. It's still going to get you out of this stuck place that you might feel like trapped in. And no shade on the crazy cat lady. I kind of feel like I was being called out with this reading. So yeah, you're not alone, and I feel you. A happy new moon, happy new year, and I can't wait to hear what this movement and what this joy and what this carnelian energy is going to unlock for you. So please comment below, and as always, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hello, group 3, and happy new moon in Capricorn for January 2022, and happy new year. If you chose group or pile number 3 and this pink candle, I'm going to light that for you now. And a lot of decks wanted to come up for these readings today, and group 3 got the most cards, so we've got a lot to jump into. We have oracle cards, and then we also have the tarot cards. So we've got a lot to get through, so let's do it. The first card we have here is the Queen of Cups. And then we also have the Six of Swords. And the King of Wands. So right away when I pulled these cards, even without getting clarification with the oracle cards, I was really getting the message that this, the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands is representing you and someone else. I was really getting the strong feeling that this is involving a relationship. So I picked some relationship oracle cards to go along with this. So that if this is not a relationship, if you don't have some sort of relationship intention or something going on within your relationship, if you're in a current relationship, this reading got very similar cards to group number 2 as well. So you might feel called to go back and listen to that reading also. However, let's just jump into it. So the Queen of Cups is really confident in how she feels. She's very loving and caring and nurturing. She, in particular, she is portrayed here by the White Queen in the Looking Glass stories. And the White Queen also plays the Empress card, who is fertility, Mother Nature, nurturing, loving, caring. So they have that in common, but most specifically because of the Cups energy, she's just really, she's not overwhelmed emotionally. She's just very confident in how she feels about things. The King of Wands, on the other hand, is a little more, the Wands suit is the element of fire, so that's like creativity, charismatic. He's showboating that he can balance an eel on the end of his nose. So just very, I don't know if this is like you and your partner, or I don't know, just the way that it is presented here just feels like a relationship. And then in the center of that, we have a 6 of Swords, which is about leaving something. So maybe for some of you, this might be a breakup. However, overall, I was generally getting the feeling of a reconciliation, or maybe you've gone through a rough time and now you're moving into calmer waters. And that's really what the message of the 6 of Swords says, is like the water is all rocky over here, but we're moving away from that and moving into calmer waters, literally. I would also like to point out, before we dive into the oracle cards, that Venus is retrograde right now. So this is a time of reevaluating, restructuring, deepening our relationships. Or things might feel like they're stuck or slow moving. You might feel like you're splitting, but really it's just sometimes you have to go on a separate path that's parallel to each other. Relationships are hard. But anyways, I did pull some relationship cards for you. And this also kind of confirms that I don't feel like this is a breakup. I think this is just like a going through a rough patch, getting or overcoming a rough patch, because we have let go of control issues, allow this situation to unfold naturally. So whatever this 6 of Swords thing that you're moving away from, trying not to control it so much. It is going, like, we go through obstacles so that we can learn a lesson, right? So we also have, this could be the one come up. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So I feel like this speaks to someone who is thinking like, we're going through this rough patch. Oh no, we're going to break up. But I really kind of feel like this is a strong relationship, and this is just a rocky situation. And we also have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So a lot of times in relationships, when we go through difficult times, it strengthens that bond. It strengthens that relationship. It gets to know, like, it's crazy how you can be with someone for so long and then still be learning new things about them. But that's the beauty and the magic of relationships. And it doesn't always have to mean an end. So for all of the decks, the Sacred Hag Oracle really wanted to come out, and I think that's perfect for the beginning of a new year, because we're setting intentions not just for the this current moon cycle, we're also setting intentions for the entire year. So this deck gives us exercises to do, and your card was the full moon walk. I also just feel like the imagery really goes well with the Six of Swords card. We've got the full moon up here, and I just really feel like this energy about a relationship is more so about just kind of like that parallel walk. Like you're just separating. You're not breaking up, you're not divorcing, you're not whatever, ending the relationship. It's just about spending time with yourselves, letting the Queen of Cups get to know herself, and letting the King of Wands get to know their self. And it's more about just like deepening and figuring out who you are and entering into that new phase of your relationship. This is number 41. And the keyword here is solitude. And there are times in our lives, dear child, when the only medicine we need is a slow and solitary wander. Too much small talk sucks the life out of our souls. Too little fresh air and stargazing leaves our hearts hungry. Solitude is not a one-size-fits-all fix, of course, but if I'm being honest, I know of only a few small sicknesses of the soul that a full moon walk alone cannot cure. Be safe, be vigilant, and be ready for the magic to bless you in the moment, in the most unexpected of ways. So I'm not just trying to sugarcoat this reading. I'm not trying to say like, oh no, don't worry, you're not going to break up, even though the cards clearly say that. The cards are not clearly saying that. The cards are really saying to me, like, this is just a thing that you are overcoming, an obstacle that you, and I'm not just trying to sugarcoat it and to have this be a happy reading, because I never do that with my readings, and I think that's maybe why I don't have that big of a following, because I'm not gonna like take the Tower card out of a reading just because I don't want to scare people away. Like, life is real and life is hard and life is difficult. So I'm not sugarcoating this. I mean, we have confirmation of just letting control. This is the person for you, and getting to know each other better. And just like taking that time to reflect on the relationship and move forward and grow and strengthen your relationship. So I also asked where your current energy is, and we get a new moon in Virgo, which is a time to give rather than take. And again, I feel like this is pertaining to the relationship of just realizing, like, maybe this is like your first big fight or something like that, and it's just you're learning how to work with each other, how to compromise with each other, how to understand each other better. This isn't, for me, this is a new moon in like a new moon. You're figuring out how to reorganize and restructure your relationship after you've been through this hard time. And I mean, the hard time could even just be the last few years. So now, after, I'm trying to remember the questions I asked when I pulled these cards. I was asking, like, what is this thing that we're moving away from, or what is this obstacle? And just getting some more insight into that. And then we got the insight card, and I also wanted to point out that this is card number 22, which is kind of interesting for the year 2022. But the keywords there are magical tools, writing, and starcrafting. This card also reminds me of the Hermit, and that also reminds me of this full moon solitude walk. I think your You're each being asked to take some time alone and figure out what it is that you really want, and moving forward from there. It is time to connect deeply and find the quiet in between times so you too can take up the pen and write. Sit quietly and connect and feel the flow of energy that is the proof of your belonging, not only to this world, but to the worlds that lie beyond the sight of your eyes. I think that there is something that is happening on a subconscious level, and you are one who can share the knowledge. You can write of the stars. You can understand the power of the pen, of the words that flow, and of the magical tools you can gather about you. This is a time to grow stronger in your magical work, to learn how to use the scrying ball to work by the soft enchantment that is candlelight, to turn your gaze towards the stars and to draw down the wonder to reveal what others cannot see in your works. Be the wizard who creates the bridges between the worlds. Alchemize the seen and the unseen, and let the wisdom pour through the pen and into the worlds that will flow out of you. I am an instrument of the divine, which pours through me and into the world. So I think that this is like about individual growth for you and your partner. I then asked where you should focus, and I think that like the key word here is to like take some time alone, and writing might be something that helps you like process that, and journaling and that sort of thing. I asked where you should focus your energy, and we got a solar plexus chakra card. So that kind of makes me feel like you may not be feeling confident because of this rocky situation or this obstacle. But you're being told to be confident, to get to know yourself, to get to know your individuality and gain that confidence, like grab onto that confidence again. Divine power lies within you, waiting to be awakened. You are capable of turning your seeds of intention into blooms that will delight and sustain you for many years to come. This is your time, dear one. Trust your ability to call forth abundance, then watch it flow to you with ease. All that comes to you is yours because you are worthy and you have been patiently faithful. Receive this affirmation with gratitude. This is just, I think, a really confident confirmation for you if you have been doubting whatever the situation is. The crystal that comes up for you is carnelian, and this is a sacral chakra crystal. So this is dealing with sexuality, pleasure, relationships, but it's also speaking to creativity. So it might be that you're each trying to find your own creative path and what you want to do in the world while still growing and changing as humans and staying together and connected. Carnelian activates the sacral chakra, your energy center of creativity, pleasure, sensuality, and passion. Known as the gemstone version of caffeine, carnelian enhances stamina, optimism, and empowerment. It kicks your ideas, visions, and dreams into high gear. Carnelian reminds you that you are divinely alive, boosting your energy when you're feeling down. I am divinely alive, and I am empowered to create. And last but not least, we have a keyword for you, which is joy. Spread seeds of joy like wildflower, and no doubt you will revel in the result. So the message that I get from all of this combined is that you're learning who you are as individuals while staying together and rekindling that relationship, strengthening that bond, finding the joy and the sexuality and the pleasure again. So I kind of feel like this might be a relationship that is not a new one. So you're just like learning and growing and how to evolve as a couple. So definitely set intentions around spending some time journaling, especially while we are still in the winter months. This is the time to go within, to journal, to plan out your year. Get yourself a Just a Phase moon planner. It is kind of like a journal as well. We do journaling questions and new moon activities and stuff like that. But it also, by following the moon phases, I've said this in all three groups, but by following the moon phases, you are breaking your New Year's intentions down into 12 little steps, because we have 12 moons throughout the year. So it's taking something big and breaking it down into small little things and making it more achievable and more easier to do and not so like overwhelming. I chose the pink card or the pink candle for your heart. I think I really feel like this year is going to be, there's going to be a lot of personal and individual growth for you, and possibly some solitude, but that doesn't mean that you are going to be alone. I don't feel that energy at all. It's figuring out how to be alone together, I guess, is the key message here. So I hope you have a happy new moon in Capricorn, a happy new year, and yeah, I don't think I have any. I think I've said a lot. Let me know how this resonated with you, and please comment below, and also like and subscribe if you don't already. Thank you so much. Hi guys, thanks for sticking around. Please let me know in the comments how these readings resonated with you. I thought that I would just kind of wrap up all three readings just to kind of get a general idea of what the collective might be experiencing at this time. And it seems to me that with group one, our focus was about releasing and making room for new things to come in, possibly healing past traumas, so that you're allowing yourself to move forward. Group two was focusing on movement as well. The group one was more about the releasing, and group two was more about like getting unstuck and taking those actions and moving forward with it seemed to be some sort of creative idea. Group two and group three was very similar to each other in the sense that they had a lot of the same cards, because I always I do the reading separately. I record them and then I use the same decks. So group two and group three had a lot of the same cards, despite shuffling. I shuffle at least 6 times, because that's what they say completely reshuffles the deck. Group two was more personal based, I guess I would say, and group three was figuring out how to evolve into this new person, this new year, or this new person that you want to be this year, while remaining together with a partner. So a lot of like individual growth and healing on a very deep, intimate level. It seems like I think that's what we've all kind of come out of from 2021, which I would just like to point out that 2021 is a 5-year, meaning you take 2 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. Fives, if you look at the 5 cards in a tarot deck, they all deal with conflict. The 5 of Swords deals with conflict. The 5 of Wands really deals with kind of like playful, like childish, immature kind of conflict. Let me see if I can find nope, that's 6. So, I mean, I think that we can really see that as a collective. It was a very conflictive year because we thought, okay, so things are going to get better. We're going to go back to normal. And it was kind of a year of figuring out what the new normal is. And when it turned out kind of different and it was difficult. Why can't I find these other fives? Five of Cups. Yep. Five of Cups deals with conflict. Wanting what you can't have, that sort of thing. What am I missing? Oh, the Five of Pentacles. Where's Five of Pentacles? I must have just skipped over it. But a 5-year was a very conflicted year. Now we're moving into sixes, which if you look at the sixes of the tarot deck, they're a little more harmonious, and things kind of come together. Like the Six of Cups, we're able to look at the past and understand that it brings us joy, and you can take the lessons out of it and not necessarily get stuck on the bad things. The Six of Swords is moving into calmer waters, and it did actually come up in one of the readings today. Oh, there's the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, the Five of Pentacles is about feeling left out. The Six of Wands is about public recognition, getting recognized for the work that you've done, the things that you've overcome, the things that you've gone to. The Six of Pentacles is about, it's a card of charity, giving and receiving, that sort of thing. So we're moving from a more conflictive year into a more, okay, we've taken that, we've learned the lesson, now we're moving on kind of thing. And that was kind of like the feeling of all of the readings today were that we have overcome, we're ready for this new fresh start, we're ready. And that's what's so important about following the moon, is today is the day to do it. The Capricorn new moon is the day to set your goals, set your intentions, and set your action plans, and figuring out how to make those goals achievable, accomplishable, how to get to that end game. And that's the Capricorn energy that we need to tap into. Capricorn can climb the mountain and get to the top, no matter how much rain or rocky terrain you have to go over. So in the Just a Face Moon Planner, we're setting intentions and then we're taking action plans. And that's the beauty. I've said this in all of the readings too. The beauty of following the moon is that you get a clean slate every month to start over and figure out what wasn't working, what is working, how can we do more of that, how can we evolve and grow and change and make this better and still make this happen. And you get 12 times to do that this year. So taking your resolutions, your intentions, whatever for this year, and breaking them down into 12 different steps throughout all the 12 different moon cycles it's how you achieve these goals. It's how you take these big things that you want to do and break them up into little pieces that are doable and manageable, and so that gives you the confidence and belief that you can accomplish these things, you can do these things, and you're going to make it happen. So that is my wish for you. That is my hope for you, that you're able to take this planner and make your dreams come true and figure out how you personally react to the energies of the moon and the other planetary systems as well, and exploring your birth chart and figuring out your gifts and your strengths and the things that are going to help you grow and help make this the best year. And then next year will be an even better year because you've harnessed these things and you're able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, and you're able to believe in yourself because you know what you're good at and you know what kind of gives you trouble or sets you back a little. You know you have to work a little bit more with that energy than you do with this other energy that just flows so beautifully through you. So I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. Thank you so much for your support in 2021. I'm so looking forward to getting to know everybody in the Just a Face Planner group. I'm excited to do more fun and exciting things on Twitch and hang out with everybody and create this wonderful community that's already got its little foundations, and I'm so excited to see it grow, and I couldn't have done it without you. I thank you so much. I hope you had a happy holiday. I hope you have a happy new year. I hope you're ready for a fresh start, because I know I am. So I hope you have a happy new moon. Take care of yourself. Remember, this time is for planning, not necessarily taking action. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Rest when you need to rest, and this is the time to do it. Thanks again.